I already started. Yeah, you're a little late to the show here, bud. But welcome back to your FixFit education program, sponsored by Cook Chiropractic and CrossFit Sun. Episode, I don't know.
30-ish.
30.
It might even be 40.
Dude, we're not even at a year yet. It's crazy to me. Is that weird? I feel like it's been like 3 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of chit-chatting.
It is a lot of chit-chatting.
Which is perfect.
But it's definitely...
I'm stoked. I just realized the topic. The seminar, sorry to cut you off, but I just got excited.
I was going to say, I am excited because it is 3 years in the making to actually have an official seminar. Give you a little... I guess we can start off with some history. You know, we used to just show up on Sundays and F around and figure out what works, what doesn't. But when we, maybe a year or so ago, try to come together and work with people together, right? So instead of Mark assessing them and sending them to Ian's office and Ian assessing them, sending them to Mark's gym, we were like, why don't we just combine it? You know, like, why don't we both at the same time evaluate somebody, treat them, give them FixFit homework, and then give them access to our brains while they're in a, program with us, quote unquote. And we did it with like 5 people, and it was great, and we got good feedback, and the back and forth was so cool. But
the 5 people, we just quickly on that, it's like we wanted to help people in the most effective way, and I think we found it.
Yo, it was great.
It was great, but it's not. You can't scale that because we
sustainable.
You have to run Cook Chiro, you have to run CrossFit Sun, and what we did was we were both there to assess them and to help them. So it's like Chiro and trainer all in one, and then we had a private group page, a Facebook page with just us 3 per individual. So it's me, you, and ex-athlete, the hockey player, me, you, and CrossFitter, me, you, and runner, So we had all these different pages because we were able to guide them through a month of training, the thing that we gave them to fix their problem.
And all 5 had good results.
Great results.
Wanted more. And Mark and I went, dude, the next step for them to have more is going to take X amount of hours, and it's a lot of work. So we're trying to make it more scalable. We think we can reach more masses this way. And masses doesn't mean an online, assessment forum yet. But, you come to this seminar and learn the principles and concepts of FixFit, just like any seminar.
Yep.
Where you show up, you get overwhelmed with all this cool information. It's interactive. You're going to feel the movements, and it's going to feel awesome. But then what next? And we're going to give you the what next.
The biggest problem, FixFit's mindset is to fix issues. Mm-hmm. Find the solution for shit, right? Don't just keep following a broken model. Mm-hmm. So if you look at the seminar model, right? And I've attended so many, you've attended so many, the continuing eds, we usually have to travel somewhere far and go here, and then you take a day or 2 days depending on the seminar, maybe a week, and then there's no help afterwards. No. You're done. You're on your own.
The instructor might be like, you can shoot me an email if you have questions.
Okay.
But, just no joke. Someone from a year, maybe 2 years ago, a person and I took a seminar together, and they messaged me, hey, quick question. And I went, well, I don't really use all of that from the seminar. I just took a couple things, but what's your question? And then they unloaded one. And I was like, email the instructor.
But don't email me.
I'm not.
I don't even remember that. It's a year ago.
Whoa! I'm like, you really implemented it. Good for you. But I was like, there it is, right there. She's gonna have to email the instructor and be like, here's my loaded question. And they might go, whoa, take 10 steps back. Where are you at right now? What does this mean? And
there's no guidance in the sense that you get all the content and info from that person, which is great. But it's gonna take you so much longer, because for us, how it really started is I found the Strong Fit guy, Julian Pinot, and then it took a year or 2 of just dabbling, doing it. I tell my members all the time, and people that have been with me since day one, we were doing all those things wrong for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then wrong again for another year and a half for our purpose. And great, you can get there. Yep. But how slow is that process if you don't? Maybe some people just give up because it doesn't work. Because most people want the immediate, right?
And if you take the follow-up seminar and be like, I got a bunch of questions.
I took the seminar twice.
Yeah, let me go to the seminar, and I have a bunch of questions because I've been practicing it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, no, we're like on to new stuff now. We're moving on to this.
That's exactly what happened.
And you're like, shit, now I'm behind the 8 ball even more. And it's like, this shit's changing the nervous system. And
it's so crazy. Diet.
You can't even keep up.
You can't keep up. So our goal is to fix that one major issue with seminars. We wanted to run something where the focus is for you to learn it. We want you to learn it. And the best way to do that is not only the seminar, but after, like during the seminar, it isn't just like, hey, sit in these chairs. Like, it's going to be interactive. Like, I'm going to ask you questions.
Bring
like,
workout clothes.
You're like, yeah, do you actually feel it here? Do you know why this is working? And we boil down the concepts so it makes it so simple to understand because of the 3 years of trying to articulate it to people. When we have, you get X amount of minutes to work with one-on-ones and try to fix their back, we can't give them the whole freaking layout,
Yeah.
So this seminar is a boiled down version, and we made it so easy to understand the concepts. That's what we're trying to do on that Sunday with the 4-hour workshop, and understand how that squatting mechanic, the hinging, the pressing, how it applies to you.
Right. So we're going to focus on the 3 big movement patterns, just hinge, squat, and deadlift, or a press, overhead press.
Any type of press.
Any kind of press, really.
Press something.
But again, we've had lift-off events, we've had FixFit jack programs, and all these other things that we've tested out. But what we found is we are going to give you the some programming to work on your own.
As a basic template?
Yeah, basic template to go out and practice on your own in your own space. A lot of it can be done body weight is what we're going to encourage. You can do it at your home gym, at a hotel gym. It doesn't matter. You can pretty much anywhere, right? But where the next advancement is if you have a forum of people doing the same thing, that you can ask questions like, hey, my hip's still hurting with this and that, and you're going to have Mark and I there to one, address it. You're going to have other members that could also help you address it.
This is very rare because most of the time you take a seminar, these people are already, that's their goal now. That's their profession. They run seminars.
Right.
What we're doing is, I just came off of that 500-pound deadlift, and it's like off season. I haven't even been training that hard, so you're going to walk through this program with you and I and the CrossFit Sun coaches. So like, that's valuable. When you go take a seminar, one, they're not even going to give you guided practice, right?
Right.
But to have the guided practice with, like if I took, let's say it's because I brought it up, the Strong Fit seminar, and then I'm doing the same 8-week program as Julian Pinot, the founder of Strong Fit, like that's invaluable. That's the process we're trying to offer people. Like, we're going to learn and feel these together. So it's not just a program that's cookie cutter and be like, oh, but I was really sore because you programmed us back to back.
Right.
We would all feel that, and we can make adjustments because we're trying to, make
also
it most efficient for learning.
Also, what I'm going to provide is what Mark and I have been brainstorming with, and we'll see how it goes. Because when we first worked together with those first 5 clients, we'd have somebody, I'd say 4 out of 5, maybe 5 out of 5, all were in some sort of pain or blockage of their movement to some sort.
They're all in pain.
And maybe all 5 were in pain.
And then some of them, they was a perfect candidate because we had a hockey player, a weightlifter, a CrossFitter, golfer. So if you have pain, one, we're going to have an intake for you to let me know so I can keep eyes on this. And then 2, I told Mark, if we're doing some kind of a squat and I see that you're doing a squat with a hip shift, and Mark's telling you, you're hip shifting to the right, you're not driving through the big toe joint, you're not firing your inner hammy, and he's walking you through that. If you're still having low back pain with that, or at least just discomfort, I can come in and say, let's give you some more stability drills for that hip. You don't have range of motion in that hip. So if you're going to focus your recovery or, stretching, yoga, using a lacrosse ball, getting massage, I'm going to help guide you on that. I'm going to help you get that range of motion and provide some stability through that hip joint and give you some stability drills on top of the FixFit if you want. If you're like, this hip hurts, you don't have to stop. You don't have to keep overloading it and firing it. There's constant modifications and tweaks that we have seen with people where it's like you're doing the drill really well, but you're not doing it with the right intention. Yeah, you're not applying it the right way because you're still in pain.
Right.
And that's our 1-2 punch, and that's what we're doing currently. But it's that whole drawn-out process, right, where like they come see me one-on-one, then they go back to you, and then they do the drills, and they go back to me, and they go back to you.
Right.
This is live, group type of experience where you're able to help them on the spot.
Yes.
Like during the program.
So you'll get personalized programming for yourself throughout it. Because I think Mark, like we were saying, he's got certain movements that you're going to write out for people.
Yeah. Movement patterns, right?
Versus me going...
Movement concepts. Everyone's going to do.
Yeah, everybody's doing these pistons. I'm not going to go, because you're doing pistons, we need to have you foam roll your glute, do this frog stretch, do the single leg RDLs. I'm not going to prescribe that for everybody because it's like...
No, but when someone is troubleshooting and they're like, I'm doing the pistons like everyone else, my hip is still pinched, what the hell's happening? And usually I would refer them to you anyway, so then you can be like troubleshoot on the spot saying, hey, I'm doing the same thing. I do pistons, but I still have a hip pinch. Right. So you can guide them through how to do the piston better, things that have worked, things that you have prescribed to your clients.
Right. So and on your intake, it's going to probably the first thing we're going to put is occupation. You know, if you're sitting as a programmer on the computer for these 8 weeks, I'm going to, number one, Mark and I are going to know right away, like, yeah, you got to get up, you got to do these drills throughout the day. You know, that's why we're going to encourage body weight. That's why a lot of these FixFit principles are going to have to be applied to your daily routine, not just in the gym.
That's the big thing. So number 2 is the programming, right? So we got the workshop, and we already established what the issues are, traditional issues.
December 8th, by the way.
December 8th workshop, thank you. And then the programming, the 8 weeks after that, it's that usually when you get a program, there's so many online ebooks and programs right now out there, and I'm not saying they're good or bad, but what's going to be different from us, the issues I see is they don't tell you how or why to do the program.
Yep.
And that's what we're trying to tell you, is that we're here to guide you through the program, and we say that it's going to be a template because we want to adjust it to your goals and needs. So if you're just coming for, you always have chronic low back pain. Mm-hmm. That's it. This is for you because we can find ways for you to squat and hinge properly and fire the right muscles, and you can just do body weight work the whole 8 weeks. That's your goal. Or you can, we can guide you through the program if you're trying to go from 400-pound deadlift to 500-pound deadlift. You know what I'm saying? So it's we can modify the programming that you buy off of the interwebs or an ebook. That shit's just numbers.
Yep.
It's like, okay,
you have to choose. Am I going to work out today or am I going to do this program?
And when you do it, right, I always said at the end of a program, what do you get? The end of the program, you say, did I PR or not? Mm-hmm. If you didn't get hurt. Mm-hmm. You didn't learn a damn thing. So what our program is geared for, and the goal is to teach you throughout the process. We want you to learn the concepts, the principles, how to apply it. So it's not just so like, oh, if you don't give a crap about PRs or whatever, hitting a bigger bench or a press or a squat, that's perfect. We want you at the end of the process to know if your back flares up again, and you use these kind of FixFit concepts to fix it. Therefore, you can use it for the rest of your life.
That's why if somebody goes, I want to try FixFit because my right shoulder hurts and my neck hurts from sitting at a computer. Mm-hmm. Okay. And my exercise is Pilates, and I just tried a boot camp class. Okay. And my shoulder hurts. And we're giving them single arm anchor presses.
Yep.
I'm doing a press, and I'm learning what muscles I should be feeling as I load my shoulder down and as I press my shoulder up. Their intention isn't, I'm going to PR my strict press in 8 weeks.
They just love Pilates and they want to keep going.
Do these anchor presses on your own time, mm-hmm. body weight if you want, roll out your trap, load this lat, stretch the lat, whatever we think that person needs. Now go try that at Pilates. And then when you're in Pilates and you're doing some reformer, pec fly, and you're bringing your body weight up, are those muscles on? That's how we're going to transfer it, and that's how we're going to look for little wins along the way, rather than just test, retest at it, pre-test on December 8th, and then 8 weeks later, did I PR? Do I not have pain now? Well, it's like, that's not going to be the win.
Yeah, we're just trying to get people to learn. It's such a simple concept. Not memorize. That's a big difference. You're memorizing technique cues like knees in, knees out, put your feet here, you're like a robot. And that's what happens is like you get really good at doing even these FixFit drills, and then something happens again and you're like, I need your help. Our end goal is we don't want people to be reliant on anything, on you, on me, on the program. But once you learn the base, now that's a good foundation. Then now we can really see the potential. Like, okay, how do I take this into Olympic lifting? How do I take this into golf? But you need to learn the basic concept first. And no one's talking about learning. They're just going to give you memorize. There's so much shit on the internet about these accessory drills. that are meant to keep you healthy. Like you just look up shoulder exercises, and I see these posts all the time because I'm part of all these threads and whatnot. It's like the best 8 back workouts you should do for deadlifting or low back care, and none of them tell you why you do it. You're just again reading the details. Put shoulders here, fire this, fire like it just. You're not learning anything. You'll do it a bunch, and then if your back doesn't hurt, then you're like, oh, it worked. And if your back doesn't hurt, you'll think that it did work. But then at the end of the day, you still have not learned jack shit about your back.
Right.
It's crazy.
The goal of the December 8th seminar will be to show up, put yourself through these ranges of motion, test out a couple of the movements, and feel it, because then when you wake up the next day and you get just even the slightest benefit of what we're talking about, oh, my shoulder didn't ache the next day, or I woke up and I feel my lower back feels looser because I fired my obliques better, and it's like that's going to be a huge win, and then we're going to complement that with you're going to continue these
what
exercises.
Correct. Yeah. I'm going to steal this from Miles Lucas from Wim Hof, and he says the benefit of what we do and what he does too is that the changes are immediate. So it's not like you're following a 12-week cycle of weightlifting and then hope to PR. The shit that we're going to give you to do to understand, you'll feel it right away. You'll feel your imbalances. You'll feel your glute not fire on a squat. So that's kind of like the big benefit. And we want those light bulb moments to fucking happen over and over and over again.
And we just see people all the time, eyes light up and go, oh yeah, it makes sense. My glute's not firing. But what now?
And even better is the light bulb moments that happen currently for where they're at. And then they always come back, they go back in time and go like, hey, maybe because of that, do you think my ACL tear from 4 years ago, I have chronic headache, migraines, would this be a cause? Because I used to take, I love that shit. They're starting to think about it. They're starting to backtrack and then assess themselves. And then that's going to be the most powerful thing.
And then don't get us wrong, if you're in pain or you're brand new to it, it's going to be exciting, test, retest, right? But if you've worked with us before, if you've been to CrossFit Sun for a long time and you understand these movements, do the opposite. Mark and I aren't necessarily, I am going to work on my right hip the entire time. Okay, so I'm setting a goal for myself not to PR a weight, but to back squat and probably deadlift without any hip pain. Because when we were doing FixFit jack movements in the past, which is just our glorified version of bodybuilding with intention to get a stronger core and stronger lower back, stronger shoulders, that I'm going to follow that program again to fix my hip. It's not a problem right now, but performance-wise, it gets tight, and I just don't want it to. So that's me. If Mark goes, I'm going to bench press a PR of this without shoulder pain or without my neck taking over, find a different goal is what I'm getting to. So even if you've done this before, even if you're an avid FixFitter, as a lot of people have coined themselves that, I do my banded pull downs in class, I do my single arm this, I do my pistons for warm up and cool down. Why would I need this? Pick a goal.
That's a good. You have to have a goal this time around, because what I've learned from the deadlift experience, it just keeps you motivated. So you do have to have a goal, So
you can use it as a PR. I'm going to PR on February 2nd.
But the PR we talked a lot about, it doesn't have to be number related. Yours is hip pain.
Right.
And when we tested this last Saturday to get a baseline strength, and I told people, you don't have to deadlift to the max where you're like, okay, my back feels kind of tight on this 300 pounds. Okay, let's try 350, right? If you felt back tension or back pain on a deadlift when you're pre-testing, that means you're done. That is your baseline, because now you're deadlifting and you feel back pain. So if it's simple, if you are understanding why that happened, and then you work at the end of the 8 weeks, you hit the same weight.
It's like going back to the drawing board.
Yeah, but then you have no back pain, and that's a PR too.
Right. So on December 8th, you can go back to the drawing board. Like, hey, usually when I snatch, my shoulder hurts. My neck, I wake up with upper trap soreness, and I'm sick of it.
And isn't that nice to have something to track that? Because usually some people just take it for granted. They'll do a lot of mobility or get recovery treatments everywhere, and then they really don't think about it before and after. They'll just it's just another recovery session.
Exactly. So it's
trackable data for you, even though it's not 10 pounds, 20 pounds heavier. It's like, oh man, it's written. I remember I wake up with low back pain every day.
Right.
And then if you don't have that anymore, and we get those stories over and over and over again, and people move on to the next goal, and they kind of forget all the good work that they've done.
Dude, it could be outside the gym. It could be a golfer. It could be
100% outside the
somebody
gym.
that's running a whole lot. And like I said, if your goal is Pilates or an F45 or something like that, it's like, if that's what works for you, that's fine. But like,
our mission statement still is, we're trying to keep people doing what they love in terms of physical activity. It's so hard as an adult to find something you really love. Like, oh man, I just love jiu-jitsu. I can go 3 times a week now, 5 times. That's my outlet. But what if someone takes that away?
Right.
Then you have to settle. So the goal is to keep you doing what you love. So it could be anything. Playing with your kids. Maybe you like to do a labor-intensive job and you can't do that anymore. You're going to settle for a desk job. Like, our goal is to keep you moving. And to do that, we want to teach you these concepts to...
Yeah, and we'll just call this one the concepts seminar, right? And based off the feedback we get, and if we see more coaches there, we have like if Miles comes in, he's he's going to be taking the seminar going, how am I applying my breathing to this? If we have another CrossFit coach coming or a jiu-jitsu coach coming, how am I going to apply this? If we see that, then we'll do another seminar based off of the niches that form from this.
Yeah, we can go full on like golf concepts, step 1, and then golf coaching concepts.
Right. But where we have to start from, like, you can't enter those as a golfer or as a jiu-jitsu guy that's training for a purple belt, and I compete, and you can't do the FixFit jiu-jitsu seminar without the FixFit concepts down first.
Yeah, you got to have the basics, and that's where we're starting.
So we're starting there first.
Because we want people to learn it. We keep going away from, that's why I stopped doing Sunday classes. Good showing, you can look at all the photos, 10 to 20 people every Sunday, but again, it's just, if I ask those people, everyone that's attended regularly, if you have low back pain, why is it happening? What do you do for it? I guarantee you they'll be like, more pistons? That's not the goal. That's relying on me.
The Sunday class.
Yeah. So this is why, if you have done FixFit, you've seen success, so many of you guys, with you and I working with people, like, I want people to take that next step, which is a basic step, learning the ways of the concept. I want them to be able to articulate it, to share that with a buddy, if their aunt's back hurts, they have like a basic understanding. And so the idea to what you brought up is that just make sure that when you're taking this course, it's to learn that concept. It's not to be like, you'll take it and go, well, how come I'm not, like, how do I snatch 300 pounds or whatever, like DJ? We're going to get there, but like you said, you can't jump the steps of understanding even how the obliques work when you hinge or something, how the lats work.
Yep. Because the way that we articulate it too could change. The personalized approach to, all right, I'm using these 8 weeks to PR my snatch, and I'm really struggling with this. Like, you have the resources there now, so use it. You really dedicate some time through the holidays. If PRing is what you would like to do, I really recommend it. Like you said, it's a lot of people carbing up right now.
That's fun as hell. I had a blast, hitting the 400-pound back squat, and
because you're carved up,
500-pound deadlift.
You're FixFit jacked stuff, and that's what we're going to program a lot of. And you just feel good. I keep saying, like, I do FixFit jacked. I'm guilty of it. Warm up, cool down, here and there, FixFit jacked movements. But I don't follow that structured like we were before when you were doing the deadlift. Like, every other day we're doing this.
Yeah.
And every other day we're doing this many sets to warm up, cool down under more weight.
We all know we need structure. That's just human nature.
I need do.
Like, after the deadlift thing, I haven't really touched the barbell or done much. It's my off season, and that's okay. So I'm coming into this 8 weeks just like everyone else with a different goal. So, but I do miss, I still have a lot of the residual strength because I tested it last Saturday, which is a couple days ago. Still hit 455 dead, and it wasn't like a true max, which is huge because I'm 10-15 pounds lighter, and I pressed close to 155, and then I back squat over 300 still. So it's like this, like, once you build a strong foundation, it doesn't disappear that fast. So it's motivating.
Yeah.
So I want to get back though to keep building it, because I know if I don't do shit, it's gonna keep going down. So
yeah.
So let's just sum it up to, like, who's it for, right? I would say it's for anyone that's like in like movement pain, right? That's what we deal with. First and foremost, our number one clients are the people that are like, oh, my back hurts and I can't play soccer, tennis, you name it. I can't even hike. My knees hurt.
Always pain.
Always pain. That's number one, because if nothing else, we always tell people, come see us, get assessed, because we'll get to explain to you why it's probably happening.
Yeah.
If you don't know why it's happening, then you can't fix shit. You're shooting blindly at it. Like getting a packet of exercises that hopefully fix a random core issue.
Right.
So number one is anyone that's kind of has movement pain. Number two is athletes. So we found to continue to play your sport or to, your hobby, you have to move with the right mechanics, because your body's only going to buffer bad mechanics for so long.
Yep.
So me being a CrossFitter, dabbled in weightlifting, powerlifting, jiu-jitsu, same thing. If I just keep doing, let's say 100 burpees for time, and I'm not firing the right muscles, after a while I'm going to have elbow pain, shoulder pain.
And the third group is coaches of athletes that are sick of your athlete bowing out of practice because their low back hurts and their knee is just bugged, and their MD's telling them, rest. Physical therapy.
Take 6 weeks off.
Yeah. If you're tired of hearing that, come listen to our concepts. And I've had a few jiu-jitsu athletes lately that are competing all the time, and just a couple small tweaks in the way that they're training away from the gym, a jiu-jitsu gym, and they're injury free. Yep. And it's not some placebo effect. They are putting in the work to work on their shoulders, to work on their hips, and just change their recovery process alone. If that's all you take from it is just how to recover, then take that, you know? So coaches are great.
Coaches definitely from experience, because we fully integrated it. You can listen to different podcasts with DJ and how we integrated with how to program more efficiently, how to modify and customize, and really just the niche, right? Like you said, it's very cookie cutter if in your field that you're just coaching the exact same way as everyone else.
Here's another thing to try.
Yeah,
it's not going to be that.
Just this is something that you can really dive deep and make it super efficient for your clients.
And then, so December 8th will be the seminar. You'll get 8 weeks of programming. And what are we looking at in terms of the frequency of the exercises that they're going to be, not necessarily required to do? It's not like a PT or you check the boxes, but it's like, what are we recommending in terms of your own care to implement this stuff?
We get a lot of questions about this. First of all, the Sunday seminar workshop is 4 hours, and it's only one-time thing. So it's a one Sunday commitment. It's not every Sunday. Put that out there. Then it's programming, and programming starts to go, well, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. It's 3 weeks of guided homework, and there's no test at the end of it. So don't just say, hey, I spent 4 hours today, like, yay me, I'm doing better than the other. It's like, we just want you to at least practice some of the concepts you're learning 3 times a week minimum. It's not hard, but you can do pistons at home for 5 minutes. That's practice. You don't have to do a full-on like traditional program where it's like, you can follow the template as is, and it could be an hour long, it could be longer, but it's really on you to modify to your schedule. So.
And then you get the feedback of, hey man, I Monday, Wednesday, Friday last week did pistons, and I'm not seeing a difference. It's like, well, are you doing pistons on top of X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And applying it to what?
Yep.
Like, you're going to get that kind of help from us along the way on the forum.
Yeah.
So that's helpful. And then, of course, the little lift-off event at the end, just to come test if you're one of those PR people. We'll have more details on that later.
Yeah.
But, no, it's a good start for people that, have never tried it before or are in pain, or it's even better for people that have dabbled in it before and want to take the next step.
Yeah.
So
I just had a conversation at the Wim Hof seminar with another coach from a different gym, CrossFit gym, and then it was why we labeled it FixFit concepts and not just like strength training, is because the light bulb moment is when you're coaching something, you want to be able to articulate why you're doing certain things. When you're telling someone, this coach is telling me when they talk about Olympic lifting, he tells his client to pull the shoulders back and down. But then he can see that they're pulling the shoulders back and down, and it just looks completely wrong.
Right. Why does it look wrong?
And and then you can't articulate. You just know that's not right.
That's just not good.
That's not good. So same argument with like coaching a push-up. And there's so many infographics with PTs and trainers like, oh, if your elbows are out, that's bad. Elbows are in is good. They don't even know.
What if someone goes, my elbows are in, my neck still hurts?
Yeah, my elbows are in, but I'm using all my traps. Like, that's not the point.
Then you're going to go, you're not asking why.
Because we're not trying to get you to master 10,000. That's how you master something, right? They say that 10,000 hours to master X. Right. So we're not spending 10,000 hours on a push-up, then 10,000 hours on a snatch. Then if you learn the concepts of how the FixFit principles work and what muscles you're supposed to fire, then your shoulders work the same. That's why we said press. It could be bench press, it could be strict press, it could be push-up. It's all a press.
Right.
But the mechanics are the same.
Right.
So once you learn that, then it makes everything easier. So you see it in that lens versus like, oh my gosh, how do I coach a push-up or remember it?
Right.
How do I remember how to do a dip properly? So you're going to bypass all that shit.
Exactly. And then,
it's the matrix,
like you said, another good part is we're going to be doing it with you. Your CrossFit, if you're at CrossFit Sun, if you're a member there, the coaches are going to be doing it with you, and they can help you modify your workouts around it if you're dealing with bugging with something, which they already do. But if you're like following that program and the coach is following the program, it's even better.
We're very open with our FixFit experience when we take the Sunday classes or in the experience we had in the last 3 years. Like, I'm going to show all my imbalances, and I tell people it's not like I do FixFit and all of a sudden everything's good. It's like, oh, my current imbalance. Look at my left lat not firing. For you, it's like, look, my left hip is still impinge and it shifts to the right or something. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a unique experience because most of the times when you learn from ex trainer, coach, or seminar, they're usually like, they don't want to show you their weaknesses. I'm gonna be completely upfront.
You can look out for us at the gym doing it with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my struggles when I follow the same program you're following. I'm like, look at this press. Holy crap, my left arm is lagging and my right arm's doing all the work.
Come do it with us. Maybe some flash open gyms every now and then. Maybe some Sundays.
Yeah,
it's the holidays, so we'll see.
That's a good point.
How many Sundays we'll actually have. That's why we're not gonna do like every Sunday show up, because it's like then you are relying on us again. Like you said, you're relying on the class time to do it on Sunday, but it's like once a week isn't going to do it. But it also will be a perk that every now and then we'll have an open thing for you to come do it with us and we can have some fun. So
I would say the pitch really is everyone that I've worked with, you've worked with in the past with this FixFit stuff. Like, I highly recommend first and foremost you guys sign up because you know the experience. You are your own testimonial. You're our testimonial. But now the next step is I want you to like own it.
Yep.
I help, whatever. We help so many people, and the idea is that's not where it ends. I don't want to be the helper. I want to share the knowledge. Like if I helped so and so with their shoulder and now they went from like can't move their arm up keeps snatching, pressing. I want them to be able to now understand how to do it again.
Once you show up, perform, and help others.
Exactly.
If you're in that forum going like, dude, I had that same impingement.
I did this drill.
I rolled out my trap a little bit more. Hey, you should try doing this
band drill that is not programmed in.
Yeah. Did you get a massage on your hamstring? Like that helped me. Like do that. Come support the whole community that we're trying to create with the FixFit.
That's such a good point because that's how we learn as a community. Like you're right. I'm thinking back like certain things worked, certain things didn't for me. But like sliding fire cup, like I was like that's amazing. That's the only thing that freed up my traps.
Where should I go? We'll help you figure it out. Or I tried this, it didn't work. Like, let us know. Well, it's going to be the whole journey, and then it'll be really fun on top of it at the end of the couple months.
Super stoked.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
A lot of work to put in to come your way, but come support your local FixFitness guys. Finally.
Yeah, if you guys have questions like if you can't make the seminar, you can still sign up because it's a guided program.
Good point.
And if you missed the workshop. It's not that big of a deal, but you can still be part of the process. If you want to add in, because you missed it, do a one-on-one with me to go over to cram it in. I can do that.
Record yourself doing the movements.
Yeah, that's another benefit is the assessment that people pay high dollars for. Where you're going to get golf lessons and they do a little video assessment. That's like a one-time thing. Like the forum, post your squats up, post your push-ups, post your any movement that's prescribed. Then we can help guide the process, and that's going to be super valuable.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll make merch. We need to make merch.
Yeah, everyone's been asking about the hats and
hats and shirts, man. We gotta get it going.
Well,
in the new year, 2020.
Yeah, that's why we're doing a seminar.
We should get like an election type shirt. FixFitness guys 2020.
2020. Get political with it. I stay out of that.
Make it bright red.
I stay out of that shit.
Making exercise.
Making exercise great again.
Keeping exercise great again.
Good luck with that one.
2020. Bright red. Hey, we go turn some heads around town.
I'm stoked.
You're like, no, don't do that. Yeah, I'm excited too. So we're looking forward to it. We're gonna be working hard to get it all ready for you guys. So message us if you have questions. All the links to the seminar to sign up will be in the show notes and on our Instagram. And Linktree is the big one to look for. But yeah, check the show notes too if you're on iTunes. And
CrossFit Sun, you get 50% off. Gotta
CFS
make sure.
People.
Yeah,
50%.
That's my home, baby. That's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming in. Laters.
Sign up. You.
Me? I don't need. No.
Share it with a friend.